Okay, YouTube, this is Acid Roots. I've got a MellowHype review for you, which is the debut album by MellowHype, and it is BlackenedWhite. So, big thing about it is this was actually a free mixtape, and they decided to release it as an album. You know, Odd Future really broke into the limelight in 2011. The more official releases started popping up, and we got a sense Haji Star and Left Brain are the two group members, and they dropped a couple releases prior. One was, I think, MellowHype, and then the other one was the mixtape version of this project. So Earl Sweatshirt is not on here because he was going through what he was going through, and after that, you know, Tyler had come out, and we were kind of getting the sense of what to do. So obviously this album is good in introducing some more of Odd Future, but really, the main thing with me is I'm just looking to the official releases in order to do that, more so than the mixtapes, just because they tend to be better. Now, the same songs on this are on that mixtape, but there's also a single on this project. And, you know, the thing with Odd Future is most of the time, the buzz that these group members get is more underground, more so than anything else, but I do think that's, you know, most of the time the radio songs that Odd Future drops have made some noise. So obviously it was a wise move to do it. Frank Ocean was also going to do this, but we got MellowHype instead. And big thing is, you know, some of these records are pretty good. I would say that this is like a good supplement to Goblin. It definitely feels like. I mean, I was thinking that the second release of Odd Future was the OF tape volume 2, but apparently it was not. So that's the main thing. So that's one to dig into. See, it's either 6-4 or 64, but that is the single, and I did appreciate that one. Sounded real kind of like in some sort of cave or something. Just a real kind of dank song that has a murky feel to it, which is not too terribly different from things I've heard on Goblin, but it feels more pronounced. There's definitely songs on this release, like I feel like Fuck the Police was another one, which is, it's not pronounced that, but, you know, there's 666 where the UCK would be, and this is another one that's pretty close to, Fuck the Police is another one that's pretty close to 6-4, and main thing is both of these songs do have kind of like a more shrouded feel to them. It's kind of manic and more destructive. There are a couple other ones on there. I think like Gun Sounds is another one. That's the second song you hear, but I didn't appreciate the production as much on that one. There's like Deputy Down. There's some other records that have that feel, but it doesn't really handle the idea of making a hit rap album as well as some of the better ones that have done it. Like, you know, Ice Cube is known for saying fuck the police and this sort of thing, but it's not, these guys don't say it as strong. So they're, you know, those type records. But, you know, I do feel like the type songs like 6-4 and Rico and Circus are some of the best songs that this release offers. And, you know, as far as Haji Beats, you know, what people think of him, I found myself wanting to listen to this more, but also at the same time, I was kind of looking for more songs that kind of show off the particular style versus doing just doing the regular, just kind of regular things that rappers talk about. So, Circus is such a song. I did appreciate that one. And, that felt like something Tyler, the Creator, would do. And I was kind of glad for it. I do think, the Odd Future thing is this kind of feels like halfway a mixtape, because so many of these songs are less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which which I do not feel is enough time to really put out 3 verses in a song. A regular song has first, second, third verse and the hook, and then that's how it does. But it feels almost as if this was just an official mixtape rather than an official album, and that kind of blurs the lines between it. But there are songs that clock over, 2:40, 2 minutes, 50 seconds, that sort of thing. And these such songs are usually the best ones. Those are the ones that I tend to aim for. Rico was a real surprise with Frank Ocean. He didn't really sing as smooth as he usually does, but I did like what I heard. And yeah, so, some of the big ones, like Brain, I think has Domogenesis on there, and this is another one. Some of these sound they sound like the chirps and the type of arcade type sound that you're going to hear from some of these beats. It's good, but it does not have the feel of like, hit song, which is really the only other thing. Is you look and you say, well, what are the best and most popular songs on BlackenedWhite? And the problem with it is there's only like 2 or 3 of these. Now, if you're just looking at it from a standpoint of, is this a good rap album? It is. But as far as, you go somewhere and you're around others and you wonder, well, what song should I play from this project? That is the big question mark. And, it's something that I found trying to figure it out. I looked to Spotify to see what people's favorites were. And they picked the Tyler, the Creator, and the Frank Ocean song. And then I think the Domogenesis one. But as far as like the distinct album cuts, there were not that many that were must-haves besides 6'4". So that kind of shows. So obviously I did like 6 songs. But as far as, songs that I think I would be obsessed with, I just feel like this release needed more promotion than it got. And it was kind of pensive and kind of, playing it slow, playing it by ear, playing it real slow, trying to figure out what, I know that they had a lot of noise, but I just feel like this release probably could have used more promotion than it got. So me liking 6 out of 11, I'm just going to give this a 5.5 out of 10. And because really the must-haves are probably, I liked Fuck the Police, but not nearly as much as I needed to. And it just feels more like a song that you listen to not by choice, rather than saying, I want to hear this song right now. If you hear it and it's on, it's okay, but not like a choice song. But 6'4", Rico, and Circus were some of the favorites of mine. And then the other 2 songs I enjoyed were Loaded and Brain. So, but those 3 songs are really the must-haves. And if you like Tyler, the Creator, enough, he is on Fuck the Police. So, 5.5 out of 10. The social score I will give a 4 out of 10, which means how well it plays around your friends. Just because there was only 1 single. And, obviously the buzz they had was well on its way, but there wasn't enough to keep the momentum going. But, can this record, the future, they have become mellow. I knew what it was. It's not MellowHype, but it's mellow something else. and they're in a group. Haji and Left Brain are there, but also there's Domogenesis, so that group is coming, despite the fact that they haven't dropped an album in a few years. So we'll see how it goes. I think Odd Future needs to continue, but they've just been really kind of quiet and reserved lately. All right, subscribe for more fun. 4 out of 10 social, 5.5 out of 10 score.